Hey students, this is a quick review of the processes that we've discussed. The first one I want to review is fermentation. So fermentation is an anaerobic process. That means no oxygen involved, and this is what happens in bacteria inside of the cytoplasm. We have sugar broken down into two smaller molecules. So the idea is that bacteria consume sugar and they'll break it down into these two smaller molecules, lactic acid, and then in the breaking down of that sugar there is some energy that's released. So we can think that there is this sugar molecule and it's broken down into these two smaller molecules, and then there's some energy that the bacteria is able to use. This is all well and good. The challenge is something like 90% of the energy is still left in the lactic acid. So overall, not a very efficient process, but it is good enough for a small, simple organism like bacteria. For something more complex, it wouldn't work. We wouldn't be able to survive off the energy that we could get from fermentation. We do that process, but it's in order for us to have enough energy to survive, we need oxygen. Oxygen allows us to more efficiently break down that molecule to extract all of the energy. So fundamentally what we do is we take that same sugar molecule, and through a series of steps, it'll take several steps for this to happen. We haven't gone into detail about all of the steps, but essentially we will break down the 6-carbon ring into a bunch of carbon dioxide that we exhale as our waste. And there'll be some water that comes out of this as we break down the sugar, but fundamentally we have extracted as much of the energy out of the sugar molecule as possible. Now you'll notice that this is the inverse of the process of photosynthesis, which is what's happening in the chlorophyll of plants, where when sunlight hits the chlorophyll, there's an intricate process which we haven't discussed yet, but it will take those carbon dioxide molecules that are absorbed by the leaf and will link them until they create a glucose molecule. So where plants are taking carbon dioxide and water and using the energy from the sun to create sugar, organisms that are undergoing cellular respiration are taking sugar and breaking it down into the final waste components. So animals undergo cellular respiration because we cannot undergo photosynthesis. Plants are doing both of these. First, they need to undergo photosynthesis to make this sugar, and then the mitochondria will undergo cellular respiration in order to break the sugar down to its fundamental carbon dioxide and water components